from the somewhat incoherent ravings of a maniac.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again. We can't get fooled again. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. And neither do we.
Now that we've set the scene, let's paint it green with some green onions.
Bring a tear to a glass eye.
Tonight, ToTM celebrates the piano and the organ. The lid is off.
Do we know what this giant head wants?
Show me what you got!
Jim, you heard them. Said, show me what you got.
Show me what you got! I want to see what you got!
Oh boy, time to go, Morty.
Do you love ham? You don't like ham? What? Fair play to you.
Booker T and the MGs there. That was the first tune tonight, where we celebrate the organ and then the piano. That's the way I said I'd do it. Because you kind of hear less. I'm hoping I get to play everything I have on the playlist, and you tend to hear less organ music on the radio and maybe more piano. So I'm giving the preference to the organ first, mainly the electric organ, the Hammond organ. And that was Booker T and the MGs. That was Green Onions, one of the most famous soul songs ever. Instrumental, R&B. Booker T. Jones was on the Hammond M3 organ. And that was an electric organ. And that was manufactured by the inventors back in 1935, and that'll feature heavily on the first half of the show. It's all organ music. This is Kieran. This is Fresh FM. It's Wednesday. And that's what we're celebrating tonight. We've looked at the drums before, the bass, the lead guitar, acoustic guitars. So maybe we thought it'd be only fair to have a look at the Hammond organ and the piano. So the show is jam-packed as usual, oversubscribed with music, and we have all sorts. So the first two are going to be instrumental. Next up is a man called Santana. And while he is a renowned guitarist, this song is organ heavy. So let's get that on. And it's called Waiting. And we shouldn't be waiting much longer for me to get it on. And then we'll get into... We'll keep the organ stuff going. This is back in 1969. So let's hear what this is like. Keep an ear out for the organ. Carlos Santana there with his band called, strange enough, Santana. And some nice drums there, even though we're supposed to be listening. We're supposed to be listening out for the Hammond organ. But it's hard to ignore the cool drumming there too. And that was a perfect example of Greg Rowley on the Hammond organ. You might have heard the congas in there as well. And Michael Shreve on drums. They're all members of Santana. And of course our main man Carlos on the guitar. But this show, we're looking at the Hammond organ. And I was just reading about it there. It kind of came in to replace the big wind turbine driven pipe organs in churches and had a bit more oomph than the piano. So for some reason it became very popular with professional jazz musicians who maybe spent a lot of time walking past churches on the way to houses of disrepute. And they really liked the noise and the sound of it. And then it just kind of became popular in the 60s and 70s. So a lot of the music for the first half of the show is going to be from that era. And it became popular with the R&B scene and a lot of prog rock and a bit of reggae, a bit of roots. And speaking of prog rock, our next man up is Syd Barrett, who was a founding member of Pink Floyd. But he only stayed there for 3 years. But he was a frontman and a primary songwriter. And we're going to have one from him, from his solo stuff called Dominoes. So let's get that on now.
It's an idea someday, in my tears, my dreams. Don't you want to see her prove life that comes of no harm? You and I and dominoes, the day goes by. You and I in place, wasting time on dominoes. A day so dark, so warm, life that comes with no harm. You and I and dominoes, time goes by. Fireworks and heat someday, colder shell as Dick will play. Overheard a lark today, losing when my mind's astray. Don't you want to know with your pretty hair? Stretch out your hand, glad fields in an echo for your way. My dreams, don't you want to see her prove life that comes of no harm? You and I in dominoes, the day goes by.
Jam Minnows there. And that was from an album called Barrett, which was a solo album, but in saying that, it featured Richard Wright and David Gilmour, who were members of Pink Floyd. We've got the, I don't know if you could untangle it all there. You had the Hammond organ, you had the Wurlitzer electric piano, a tack piano, and an ordinary piano. So they were all involved in there. And Syd Barrett with the vocals. And he did the art for the cover of the album too. So, yeah, fairly gifted old bucko was Syd Barrett. And that was... I think there were some bits in there that sounded like they were played backwards. I think there was some bit of messing going on. And if you heard the intro to this show, the famous Fifth Symphony, some of that was backwards too. Then again, that happens to this show a bit. 1 step forward, 2 steps back tends to be the way in Founders, especially with the uneven ground. The sinkholes that could appear at any moment. Right. Procol Harum next, which is it doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? But they're another prog rock band. And again, the 60s. Some classical influence, of course, where the piano originally would have come out of. And we are going to have a track from them called A Whiter Shade of Pale. And that's from an album of the same name. From back in 1967 it was released as a single. And that's the version we're going to hear. So this would be a favourite amongst organ lovers, especially the old electric piano, Hammond organ, and even the big windy ones in the churches. I suppose they were probably built with acoustics in mind, a lot of the old churches back in the day. All those kind of venues where you see the big pipes up the side. An impressive show of force. Oh, we don't have an electric organ, no, we just have a humongous one up the back there. Blow the socks off you. So let's hear a bit of Procol Harum then. A Whiter Shade of Pale.
At first just ghostly, turn the whiter shade of pale. wander through my playing cards. Would not let her be one of 16 Vestal virgins who were leaving for the coast. And although my eyes were open, they might just as well been closed. And so it was later, as the mirror told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned the wider shade of pale.
A whiter shade of pale. We've all probably felt like that every now and again. But that was one of the most commercially successful singles of all time, and that was off their debut album. And of course it features the Hammond again. For those Hammond aficionados out there, who I know there are many, that was the M102, and you can tell the difference. I mean, I could hear anyway. And that took a lot of influence from J.S. Bach. How's your back? And a bit of a famous one. I mean, everyone would know that, wouldn't they? Surely. They would. They would, of course. And it's a bit of prog rock, a bit of baroque pop, psychedelic pop, blue-eyed soul. It's got it all in there. A big, big single, though. Came out in 1967. Crikey. That's a long time ago. That is a long time ago. So that was them. And that is us celebrating mainly the Hammond organ, but the organs in general. That sound, very distinctive and popular in its own time. So we've got another few while we're here. This is Question Mark and the Mysterians. And we're going to hear a track called 96 Tears. This is Fresh FM. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here every Wednesday for 2 hours. And this Wednesday, we have a new show, the newest show on Fresh FM, that's going to follow this show. And it's Iron Island Cassettes. Now, I've only got a few in the bank, so they'll probably be on repeat for a while, but I'll be adding to them as we go. They're on YouTube, but they're actually going to be broadcast. Some of them are an hour, some of them are an hour and a half, a couple of them are 2 hours. But tune in, or leave the radio on. Don't touch the dial, as they say. We'll keep going with the music and we'll see how we're fixed in. So here we have it. First time ever on Fresh FM. On this show. 96 Tears.
Too many teardrops for one heart to be crying. Too many teardrops for one heart to carry on. You're way on top now since you left me. You're always laughing way down at me. But watch out now, I'm gonna get there. We'll be together for just a little while, and then I'm gonna put you way down here, and you'll start crying. 96 tears. Cry, cry. And when the sun comes up, I'll be on top. You'll be you right down there, looking up, and out my way, come up here, but I don't see you waving now. I'm way down here, wondering how I'm gonna get you, but I know now, I'll just cry, I'll just cry. Too many teardrops for one heart to be crying. Too many teardrops for one heart to carry on. You're gonna cry 96 tears. You're gonna cry 96 tears. You're gonna cry, 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 cry now. You're gonna cry, 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 cry 96 tears. Come on, let me hear you cry now. 96 tears. Woo! I wanna hear you cry night and day, yeah, all night long. 96 tears. Cry, cry, cry. Come on, baby, let me hear you cry now. All night long. 96 tears. Yeah, come on now. 96 tears.
Again, one for the organ aficionados. We had the two Franks there, weaving the bass. Somewhere after the middle point, there was a nice bit of a weaving of the bass guitar and the Vox Continental organ, which is a slightly different organ. It's a transistorized combo organ that was manufactured between 1962 and 1971. Wow. Oh, it was designed for touring because it was 4.5 grams lighter than the heavy Hammond organ. It looks cool. There's a picture of one there now. Yeah, it's got the nice orange and black and white contrast. That is nice. I like that. One little pedal on the ground then. Very good. Yeah, and then we had Frank Lugo on the bass guitar. And that was nice. That was nice. Next up, an absolute classic. An American folk song. Goes way back. One of the traditional ones. Sometimes it's called Rising Sun Blues. And it seems to have come out of the New Orleans area. And this question mark and the Mysterians that we just heard, they've got a bit of garage rock going on. And the next band we're going to have is blues rock. And these boys were part of that British invasion, which would have influenced the garage rock scene in America. And of course, Nahanviha, as they'd be called in Ireland. And we're going to hear their version of The Housheen of the Rising Sun. Of course, they're the Animals. And we're going to get that on now on Fresh FM. This is Kieran. I was up at Blind Boy there on Sunday night in Auckland. Good crack. More about that after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage our Longford Rose, Emer Ní Hula Hoop. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous? My hand, Colleen. It says here, Emer, that you're a primary school teacher and something funny happened on the way home with the GAA. Is there many Irish there? Do you love ham? Fair play to you.
And then I remember something, and it was amazing and it was a surprise, and I remember every detail, but there's no point to the story.
And your father loves shooting, is that right?
Yes. I remember one time I found his shotgun lying on his bed and I wrapped my mouth around the muzzle. Sure, we're all going to die. And we met the gang down in Spain. It was such a crack. What a surprise. And then we listened to Ray D'Arcy on the internet.
Did you ever put a cow through a mincing machine?
Sure, stop. Come here, go away.
And what are you going to do for us tonight?
Assemble a table and chairs.
In your own time? Jesus, who said there was no talent in Longford, huh?
There is a house in New Orleans
they call the rising sun. And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a truck. And the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drum. Oh, mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.
You're dead right, it was the Vox Continental again there and not the Hammond. That was the Animals. Famous, famous song. And we are absolutely, deliciously lucky in 2025 to be able to listen to the album version on the radio and not the radio edit, which is 3 minutes long. We got an extra minute and a half of the Animals and the Vox Continental humming away. Because when they released that, they were whinging about the length of it, saying it was too long. So they cut it back for American radio. Are they that busy? I don't know. But thankfully, we got to hear the long version. And of course, a very, very famous song from the Animals, one of their biggest hits. And it's got a belter of a vocal, great guitar work, coming from someone who barely knows how to hold one. We had Alan Price on the Vox Continental organ there, and of course Eric Burden on vocals, Hilton Valentine on the electric guitar. Great opener. He's got that northern soul voice. Yeah, serious opener. Of course, not their tune, not originally their song. Originally an old American folk song, but I think they made a fair old stab at it, in fairness. And I was just, honest to God, I'd nearly buy one of those, a single manual Vox Continental, just for the look of it. The colours are absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen one of them before. Even the stand, it's a bit space agey. Mains, vibrato. It's got buttons and faders on it. That's cool. That is cool. No wonder it sounds so good. So that was the Animals, yeah, out of the UK. Bit of blues rock. Plenty of hits. You'd know a lot of those, a lot of their songs. But of course that's one of their big ones. And that's why it's on the show tonight. We celebrate the organ. And we're still celebrating it for at least another diddly idle day. 4 songs. So next up is another shower of heavy hitters out of the UK. Led Zeppelin. And the track is called Your Time Is Gonna Come. And that's from their first album. Led Zeppelin a Hain. So let's get it on. Not one we usually play on here, but tonight it fits the bill.
Take the brush, it's fading away. Can't feel you anymore. Don't care what you say, 'cause I'm gonna wait to stay. Gonna make you pay for that great big hole in my heart.
You've been bad to me, woman, but it's coming back home to you. Your time is gonna come. 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 Your time is
Your time is going to come, Led Zeppelin. No sure thing was said. And I was reading about something else there when I should have been looking up about this. But we're back to the Hammond M100 organ. That was John Paul Jones. That kind of opens the song and carries through it. That's from, again, the late 60s, 69. So they were all kind of fond of using it, weren't they? The old electric piano organ. We're kind of moving into some of the newer stuff now. Actually, no. We'll change the lineup. We're going to stick the band next and then go for a bit of Blur. And at least Blur will kind of drag us. We'll have the band, then we'll have some Dire Straits, and then we'll have Blur. And then we will plug out the electrified organs and pianos and leave that beautiful looking Vox Continental in the corner, and we will pick up the piano and all the different pianos and celebrate the piano then for the second hour. Are we looking at an hour? I think we're not far off an hour, are we? Or have we horsed through them pretty quickly? Good, yeah. We're shy of the hour, but that's not a bad thing, because there is probably more piano ones on that side. That side of the playlist is slightly heavier. She's not split down the middle 50-50. So it's probably not a bad thing. But if you've just tuned in, I'd recommend that you go back to the start, episode 1. And there are just over 100 episodes to catch up on. So about 200 and something odd hours of music. We've covered a lot. We'll probably cover some stuff we've covered before. But not to worry. We haven't done the organs and the pianos before. I'm pretty sure of that. And that's what we're doing tonight. And that's why we're sticking on the band next.
Hi, I'd like to make an application for a rates review.
Counter number 3, please.
Yes?
Application for a rates review?
Had one before?
No.
Counter number 1, please. I'm a civil servant and I thank God every day. The country's got no money, but hey, we still get paid. Let me help you with your query. Just take a form straight from the shelf. It's gonna take so long, you'd be better off doing it yourself. I'm feeling out of form. I'm feeling out of form. I loaded up with shade. You can take all night. You can still go wrong. I'm feeling out of form.
Yeah, you filled it out wrong.
I didn't fill it in.
Over the past 3 weeks, you have studied 40 different types of left turns. And today's the day, by Jesus, we're going to put it into practice. Are you ready to give directions?
Yes, Sergeant.
Are you ready to take directions?
Yes, Sergeant.
Do you love directions?
Yes, Sergeant.
Here we go. Number 1, the hard left. Well done. Next, the gentle left. The conditional left. The left you take by turning right. Next, the straight left. That's very good. Next, the left your parents used to take. And the most difficult left of all, the left that takes you back to where you started. Off you go. Lean into it now, lean into it. There you go. Wheel around, lean in. What's wrong with you?
Dizzy, Sergeant.
Come here, there's nothing wrong with that. Because when a guard is dizzy, a guard is busy. What?
When a guard is dizzy, a guard is busy.
That's very good.
to make it pay. You got the action, you got the motion. Oh yeah, the boy can play. The dedication, devotion, the turning all the nighttime into the day. And after all the violence and double talk, it's just a song in all the trouble and the strife. You do the walk, yeah, you do the walk of life. You do the walk of life.
Johnny down the tunnels trying to make it pay. That was Mark Knopfler and his band, Dire Straits. A rock band. I'm sure you all know that. And that was Walk of Life. And we had a synthesizer-driven keyboard. That instantly recognisable riff at the start. Bit bluesy. And before that, you've guessed it right. That was the Lowry organ. And they are a mean looking machine all the way back to the 1950s. And they're still making them. The 2010s. And they are absolutely class looking. So there are some scatter of buttons. My favourite is still the Vox Continental. But we had the Lowry organ played by Gareth Hudson on the intro there to a Robbie Robertson track from the band. He wrote the music for it. And the song was Chest Fever. And again, psychedelic rock from the late 1960s from the band. The band. And we're on to our last organ-themed song. And that's going to be from Blur. There's No Other Way. You've got some optic nerve on you.
Making it clear get your hairstyle.
Blur there. There's no other way. Only this way. And that's the way we've been doing it. Fresh FM. ToTM, the Midnight Irish Breakfast Show on a Wednesday. Celebrating all things great about the electrified organs. And now we're moving back in time to the piano before they plugged it in. The pianos are a mad old thing. If you think about what's going on in them, all the mechanicalness of the pianos, humongous big lumps of yolks worth millions. Not all of them, but some of them. I mean, I'm not sure where to start with the history of the piano. So while I'm doing some research that wasn't done because I was at Blind Boy in Auckland, which is a long way away from Nelson, I'm going to play 3 in a row. And I'll do some piano talk after, maybe. We're going to have David Bowie. We're going to have the queen of jazz and piano and soul and R&B, Nina Simone. And then we'll follow that with the main man, Cat Stevens. So let's have 3. And these are all about the piano.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair. But her mummy is yelling no, and her daddy has told her to go. But her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a sad thing for, for she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes of fools if they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the low man beating up the wrong guy. And the best-selling show is their life on Mars. It's on America's tortured brow that Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow. And now the workers have struck for fame, 'cause Lennon's on sale again. See the mice in their million hordes, from Ibiza to the Norfolk Broads. Rule Britannia is out of bounds, to my mother, my dog and clowns. But the film is a sad thing for, 'cause I wrote it 10 times or more. It's about to be writ again, as I ask you to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the low man beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know who's in the best-selling show. Is their life on Mars?
There's a strange Irishman in a box in Founders. He talks to himself for 2 hours every week. Why don't you tune in?
Let's see what all the fuss is about. ToTM.
Fresh FM.
Fucking hell.
You're a marcomp macara. You're a marcomp macara.
Fair, knock vecken to a squeal sail in the holen is like a mall more to the shrine. Hamid Bial, you don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Fuck it, Sheelam Gagahamed duid. My Neelan Rodney station off hard out of wood.
If you like Kubla Fuckle in your cup on tea.
If you like Biogan Gaelga in your bowl of granola.
Tune in
every Wednesday.
ToTM.
Oh wow, is that a mockingbird?
Man, is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird?
Suzanne takes you down to a place by the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night forever. And you know that she's half crazy, and that's why you want to be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, she gets you on her wavelength, and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that she will trust you. Oh, you touched her perfect body with your mind, yeah. Now Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, and he spent a long time watching from his lonely wooden tower. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said all men will be sailors then, until the sea shall free them. Yeah, 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 yeah. But he himself was broken long before the sky would open. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. And you won't travel with him, and you won't travel blind, 'cause you think maybe you can trust him, 'cause he's touched your perfect body with his mind, yeah. Now Suzanne takes your hand and she leads you to the river. She's wearing rags and feathers from Salvation Army counters, and the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbor, and she shows you where to look between the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed, there are children in the morning, they are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, 'cause you think maybe you can trust her. She's touched your perfect body with her mind,
love you.
I love you too.
I really love you.
I love you more.
Yeah, come here, buddy. Do you think you've got a deeper capacity for love than she has? 'Cause that'll suffocate her. You have to love her with an open hand and hope that she gravitates towards you. I love you. I love you more. Give me a fucking break. Why don't you stitch your face to her leg like? Come here, I'm not finished. You think you've been all loving and sensitive, holding hands, kissing and all. What about all the single people who had to see yours kissing face, confronting them with their own loneliness? Didn't think about that, did you?
When an Irish person dies suddenly from an accident or murder, it is often the responsibility of the Gardaí to break the news to the next of kin.
Bad news. And the delivery thereof requires sensitivity. What?
Sensitivity.
That's right, sensitivity. Delivering bad news such as a death of a family member. You're at his house, his mother is dead. What do you do?
You explain the circumstances of the situation in a dignified way.
Who do not? What do you do?
You tell him the news and show genuine understanding and concern.
You do not. Delivering bad news is a 3-stage process. Number 1, take the head off. Number 2, look into it. Number 3, lift the head up with the shared face. Until eventually the family members realize there is something wrong. Because when a guard looks sad, the news is bad. What?
When a guard looks sad, the news is bad.
After lunch, we'll be talking about the difference between lions on the road and lions in the zoo.
She hangs her head and cries in my shirt. She must be hurt very badly. Tell me what's making you sadly. Open your door, don't hide in the dark. You're lost in the dark, you can trust me. 'Cause you know that's how it must be. Lisa, Lisa, sad Lisa, Lisa. Her eyes like windows trickling rain upon her pain, getting deeper. Though my love wants to relieve her, she walks alone from wall to wall, lost in a hall. She can't hear me, though I know she likes to be near me. Oh, Lisa, Lisa, sad Lisa, Lisa. In a corner by the door. There must be more I can tell her, if she really wants me to help her, I'll do what I can to show her the way. And maybe one day I will free her. Oh, I know no one can see her. Lisa, Lisa, sad Lisa, Lisa.
A run of 3 there. Some heavy hitters. David Bowie, Nina Simone, and Yusuf / Cat Stevens. And I think we do need to go back as far as Blur, just to clear some things up. There is a cost to cheap jokes. I checked. There's no other way. That's from an album called Leisure from the 90s, the early 90s. So we got the organ in from the 60s and the 70s. We didn't have any 80s organ, but we are going to do a show on 80s music. And that was the 90s. And I think it's around the middle 8. The middle 8. Do you remember that from a few shows back? That's kind of when you can hear the organ. It's very low key. And I think it's the main man himself, Damon, that plays it. But it doesn't tell me what kind of an organ it is. And I'm going to leave it up to you. Was it a Lowry? Was it a Vox? Or was it a Hammond? And if so, what model? Answers on a postcard. Damon Albarn, absolute genius. So he was on the organ there and he produced it. And I thought the organ was nice in there because it was heavy in the first 10 songs before that. It was at the front. It was all organy. But that was a nice low key. Low key, there's another one. That's 2 cheap jokes. As the bill goes, Skywards. We followed that then with who else but David Bowie, Life on Mars. And that's a song from the 70s again, 20 years before the Blur track. And that's off an album called Honky Dory, which is a studio album from David Bowie. Came out in the 70s. Couple of big tunes on there. Good album. An unusual picture on the cover. Kind of art poppy rocky, art poppy rock. And of course, David Bowie is a man, multi-instrumentalist. Of course, you've got Changes, the opening track on there, Oh You Pretty Things, 8-line poem, Life on Mars, there we go. Life on Mars is what we heard. And who was on the piano was Rick Wakeman, an English keyboardist, prog rock man. Then we had a cover. Leonard Cohen. He wrote it, Suzanne. That's back in the 60s, and it was covered by none other than Nina Simone. And I had a page open there. Ah, yes, it's from an album called To Love Somebody, and she did that as a cover. Pianist, jazz artist, singer-songwriter, social activist, Nina Simone, absolute legend, heavyweight. An absolute heavyweight when it comes to music. She's played it all, covered it all, everything. Classical, folk, gospel, blues, jazz, R&B, pop. An unbelievable singer and, of course, an incredible pianist. And speaking of social activist, Blind Boy's guest, I'm sure he'll be putting that podcast out soon. He was in Auckland in the Sky City Arena, not the arena, just the Sky City. And Tame Iti was his guest. And if you don't know who he is, then have a look online. He's a Maori activist, author, actor, social worker, an activist, an artist. And it was very interesting. They spoke a lot about Irish mythology, Maori mythology, folklore, stories, art, language, history, shared history, the complications of our shared history, colonialism, of course. The Brits got a good old dressing down. This is a man who would have fought for Maori rights. And yeah, it was very good, very interesting, good chat, good crack in it too, like having all in series and all as it was still good crack. And we're nearly pushing up on an hour and 23 minutes, and I have an awful ball of piano music to play, so there's no point me hanging around here. I was going to play another Nina Simone, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I wish I knew how it would be to be free. That's a good one. Piano again, but we're not going to play it. Instead, I'm going to put two together now, Gary Jules and Michael Andrews, and I'm going to pair them up with Mick Flannery, and that's from his latest album, Good Time Charlie. So let's get this on firsty. This is quite appropriate for the time we live in. Adam Curtis talks at length about this.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad world.
Don't worry, I'll get back to Sad Lisa by Cat Stevens in 3 minutes.
In that morning rain, when you sang to me in the dunes. In that morning rain, when you sang to me in the dunes. I'll make it out of all the memories I can call upon. That's the winner. That's the winner. That's the winner. you turned to me and you spoke the words I had before. When you turned to me and you spoke the words I had before. I'll make it out of all the feelings I would want return. That's the winner. That's the winner. That's the winner. In that moment, nothing else could matter. In that moment, nothing else could matter. In that moment, nothing else could matter but the winner. That's the winner. That's the winner. That's the
A beauty. Morning Rain. Mick Flannery. And that's from Good Time Charlie, which came out in 2023. A really good album if you don't know it. Go out and buy it. We have to take a step back. Sad Lisa by Cat Stevens. Didn't mention it. Should have. Came from an album called Cup of Tea for the Tiller Man, which was his fourth studio album and had a couple of belters on there. But I decided to go with that one in the name of the piano. And old Cat Stevens, he can play the guitar, the keyboard, and he played the Hammond organ. Did I mention that? Maybe I did. That's what happens when you play a few in a row. But it's a nice song. A nice song. And that's a good album. That is, he did the artwork as well on the front of it. And of course, I think Tea for the Tiller Man was used, am I right in saying it was used in The Office? Or one of the, or maybe Extras. Definitely one of the Ricky Gervais ones anyway. Yes, Cat Stevens, British singer-songwriter. And then we had a track that was a cover. And it was written for Donnie Darko, the film that came out in 2001. And the two artists were Michael Andrews agus Gary Jules Gummaleshgale Mara Jerfa. Breaking Bad, Breaking Wind. That was a cover of A Tears for Fears, written by Roland Orzabal and sung by bassist Kurt Smith, the original 1982 British version single from Tears for Fears, slightly different, a bit more synthesizer heavy, whereas these guys, their cover was, as they say, stripped back. Just a bit of piano and a cello. Very nice, and very light touches of an electric piano and modest use of a mouse and a vocoder, whatever that is. Oh yeah, a speech coding analyzes and synthesizes the human voice. Wow. Anyway, that was Mad World. And then, of course, we had Mick Flannery there on a man who is as comfortable behind the piano as he is behind the guitar as he is behind his own voice. And we like Mick Flannery on here. And that's why we're not going to dilly-dally. We're going to go to a big one now. This is a big one. Nearly 6 minutes long. I think we have to play it. I don't know what we're going to have to leave out, but we're definitely going to play it. We're going to play these are two big ones next. We're talking a good 11, 12 minutes of joy. Musical piano-driven joy. So let's get this on.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the sky. eyes and see. I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy, because I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. To me. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come. Sent shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Figaro. Magnifico! I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Let him go! Bismillah, we will not let you go. Let him go! Bismillah, we will not let you go. Let me go! We'll not let you go. Let me go! We'll not let you go. Let me go! Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. For me. For me. So you think you can stop me and spit my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby.
o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La 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 li li da, la la li li da, da da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright. Now John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke or to light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. He says, Bill, I believe this is killing me, as a smile ran away from his face. Well, I'm sure that I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. Oh, la 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 di di da, la la di di da, da da. Now Paul is a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife, and he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen slowly get stoned. Yes, they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling alright. It's a pretty good crowd for a Saturday, and the manager gives me a smile, 'cause he knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer, and they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Oh, la 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 di di da, la la di di da, da da. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all
Two big ones there. Billy Joel and Queen. First up we had Bohemian, not Bohemian Rhapsody. Famous song from Queen. I mean, I'm not sure where to start. It's just a shade under 6 minutes. It came out in 1975. And I suppose it's a blend of a lot of stuff. Progressive rock, art rock. It's got classical themes in there. It's got an unusual kind of structure. It's got an intro, ballad. It's operatic. It's reflective. He uses words like scaramouche, fandango. And it is... yeah, it's probably their most famous song, one of the most famous songs of all time, really, I suppose. And I had something lined up here now from Freddie, the main man, Mercury. Let's see how this works out.
It is going to be difficult, especially with Bohemian Rhapsody being as large.
Well, a kid wrote me a letter about that and said, I study demonology and satanic things. Why do they use Beelzebub? And I suppose that's a legitimate question.
Why do we use it?
Yeah.
It's just why do we use anything? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean I study demonology and things. I just love the word Beelzebub. It's a great word, isn't it?
No, then I have gone and lost it. The other one I was going to play. It's not easy to find these and then hold on to them. But yeah, some operator, old Freddie Mercury. And then of course we had Piano Man, which is another big one, a bit of an epic. It possibly comes from a time when he was Billy Joel, that is, a piano lounge singer. Talking about the crowd that shuffles in. Davy, who's still in the Navy. Shout out to Davy in Blighty, who's not in the Navy. How are you, Dave? I hope you're still listening. And how are you, Ali? How are you getting on? That is a big one, yeah. It's, again, the 70s. And it's kind of his own experience. Well, at least it may have come from that. But he sings about all the different people coming in. And he is the piano man after all. And we are getting tight for time, so I'm going to play a quick one here from Ray Charles, and then we'll have one from Bill Withers, and we'll see how we're fixed then. We might move into the noughties after that. But let's have Ray Charles first, with a classic, a 2-minute absolute stone cold killer.
Hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Now baby, listen baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Well,
don't you come back no more.
What you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't you come back no more.
You can't mean that.
And don't you come back no
Oh,
more.
now baby, please.
Don't you come back no more.
What you trying to do to me?
This is Dylan. This is Jack. You're listening to my Uncle Kieran and Dave
Say on top of the morning. On top of the morning. Top of the morning. Breakfast show.
On.
Fresh FM.
Why not visit Australia? It's not too shabby, unless you're already in Australia. Big shout out to my granny and granddad, Mary and Martin, in Tuam County, Galway, Ireland. This is Top of the Morning, the Midnight Irish Breakfast Show. I'm listening to this in Melbourne, Australia.
Top 10. Top 50 type of girl. Bye, bye, bye.
ToTM.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can feel those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me if you need a friend.
We're getting near the end of the show, folks. That was Lean On Me, Bill Withers. And the beauty of that song is we have the piano and the Wurlitzer electronic piano. And I think the nicest looking tonight goes to the Vox Continental, but the coolest name, the name of all names, the Vox Continental is nice, sounds like a hotel, but the Wurlitzer electronic piano. And that was Lean On Me, Bill Withers, an amazing man. Back in 1972, what a classic. Who else could we finish out with? Only Elton John. So he's going to see us out. and tonight we have chosen I'm Still Standing on My Piano. And that's going to see us out tonight. There's a couple got bumped, but we'll get on to them next week with maybe more piano. We might start with piano. We didn't play any Dylan. We didn't play any Waits. We could have got some Coldplay in there. I got caught badly doing my prep for this show. I got sucked down a Bob Dylan feckin' rabbit hole with No Direction Home, the Martin Scorsese film. I watched part 1 and I'm going to watch part 2 this week because it's class. It's probably worth the whole show. And we didn't really get to talk about the piano. But there's two types of pianos, the expensive ones and the cheap ones. The grand piano and the stand-up upright piano. 88 keys, black and white, little hammers, banging strings, amazing piece of technology. But let's finish with the main man, Elton John. You've been listening to Kieran, Fresh FM. Tug a buggy, mind the buses. We'll be back. See you next Tuesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elton John. When in fact did you the first time in your life start to play piano? Can you remember the first time you played?
Oh, when I was about 3.5 to 4, I played the Skater's Waltz by ear. Much to the delight of my parents, who grabbed me and said we could make a fortune here, folks.
Did they really?
No.
In fact, your father wasn't too keen on you going into pop music, was he?
No, he didn't. He hated me going to pop music. He wrote me a letter when I was 16 saying, I think, you're an idiot and you're better off in Barclays Bank because this thing you're doing is absolutely stupid and you're going to turn out to be a wide boy. Well, I was already about 16 stone, so I was a wide boy already. So...
You also played piano in a pub, didn't you, as well?
Yes.
What kind of training was that?
Fantastic.
Was it?
Yeah, I used to play every Thursday, Friday and Saturday and Sunday for a year. I did it at the Northwood Hills Hotel. First of all, I started off just playing I sort of just play the piano and not sing. And then I sort of earned a little bit of money, so I saved up and bought myself a little amplifier and a microphone, and then I started to sing, and it was all Jim Reeves songs in those days and Cliff Richard. So I was going, I love you because you understand it. And it went down a storm. I thought, God, that's... Yeah.
Do you feel or do you think that you're going to end up a kind of sort of a middle-aged ex-rock star or what?
God forbid, no. I hopefully got 2 or 3 years left where I can have a good time. As long as you're having a good time, then you're okay. And I am still having a good time.
We got a request.
What? A request? Maybe... What? Yeah, maybe it's because I'm a Londoner, yeah.
Your blood like winter freezes just like ice, and there's a cold and lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of love in a simple way, and if you need to know while I'm still standing, you just fade away. Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did? Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. And I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once I never could have hoped to win. You're starting down the road and leaving me again. The threats you made were meant to cut me down, and if our love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. No, I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you.
style.